Welcome to this episode of Telecom News Bytes, sponsored by 911 Inform, delivering next-generation emergency services to the enterprise today and making every second count when it matters most. Now here's your host, Mark Fletcher, ENP and Vice President of 911 Inform.
Hey, it's Fletch. Thanks for tuning in. Reuters reporters David Shepardson and Raphael Sater said in a recent article that the FCC has added Russia's A.O. Kaspersky Lab, China Telecom Corp., and China Mobile International USA to its list of communication equipment and service providers deemed as threats to U.S. national security. Last year, the Commission designated 5 Chinese companies, including Huawei Technologies Company and ZTE Corp., as the first firms on the list, which was mandated under a 2019 law. Kaspersky is the first Russian company listed. FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr said, "The new designations will help secure our networks from threats posed by Chinese and Russian state-backed entities that are seeking to engage in espionage and otherwise harm America's interests." U.S. officials have long said that running Kaspersky software could open American networks to malign activity from Moscow and ban Kaspersky flagship antivirus products from the federal networks in 2017. Moscow-based Kaspersky has consistently denied being a tool of the Russian government. In naming Kaspersky, the FCC announcement did not cite Russia's invasion of Ukraine or recent warnings by President Joe Biden of potential cyber attacks by Russia in response to U.S. sanctions and support of the Ukraine. Kaspersky said in a statement that it was disappointed in the FCC, arguing that it was made on political grounds, and the move was unsubstantiated and is just a response to the geopolitical climate rather than a comprehensive evaluation of the integrity of Kaspersky products and services, the company said. The Chinese embassy in Washington issued a statement stating that the FCC abused state power and maliciously attacked Chinese telecom operators again without factual basis. They also said the U.S. should immediately stop its unreasonable suppression of Chinese companies. They said China will take necessary measures to resolutely safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese companies. In October, the FCC revoked the U.S. authorization for China Telecom, saying it subject to exploitation, influence, and control by the Chinese government. The FCC cited its prior decisions to deny or revoke Chinese Telecom and their ability to operate in the U.S. in its decision to add them to the threat list. The FCC also revoked the U.S. authorization of China Unicom and Pacific Networks and its wholly owned subsidiary ComNet. In 2019, the FCC rejected China Mobile's bid to provide U.S. telecommunications services, also citing national security risks. Inclusion on the covered list means money from the FCC's $8 billion annual Universal Services Fund may not be used to purchase or maintain products from the companies. The fund supports telecommunications for rural areas, low-income consumers, and facilities such as schools, libraries, and hospitals. Last year, the FCC also named Hytera Communications, Hangzhou Hikvision Digital Technologies, and Dahua Technology as security threats. FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenworcel said the agency worked closely with U.S. national securities agencies to update the list and will add additional companies if warranted. Thanks for listening. This is Fletch. We'll catch you tomorrow.
That wraps up this episode of Telecom News Bytes, brought to you by 911 Inform, delivering next-generation 911 solutions for the enterprise today and making every second count when it matters most. Visit them on the web at 911inform.com. Telecom News Bytes is hosted by Mark Fletcher, Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. Follow Fletch on Twitter at Fletch911. View all of his blogs and podcasts on Fletch.tv. And be sure to like and subscribe so you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are published. Telecom News Bytes is published every Monday through Friday and is available on most podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the iHeartRadio network. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next time. Take care.